think that's dope.
Facts.
Yes, sir. But you're tuning to the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast with your brother, Old God and Sandman. We're going in today. I want to talk about, this Sandman. We didn't put it on a list today, but Timbaland, pretty much opened up about his, battle with painkillers. Now, he says it started, in 2011 when Timbo said he received some prescription painkillers after getting a root canal. He said after a while, obviously, he got addicted to it. And he also goes on to say pretty much things started spiraling out of control. Back in 2013, the IRS filed a $4 million lien for 3 years of unpaid taxes. He said the painkillers provided an escape. He said it put me in a great feeling of not caring and just being free. I'm like traveling and doing shows, popping them, having fun, just being ignorant. He also goes on to say that he had a dream. This was a turning point for him, that he pretty much saw himself with a white face. And now he's free. He put a picture up saying, man, to pretty much show himself, healthy. Again, he kicked the habit. What do you think about this, Sandman? Timbo.
Salute to Timbaland, one of the greatest producers of our era. Obviously, we didn't get to know our people that we looked up to and idolized the way the generation now get to see their people right in front of us. Because I'm sure if we had technology the way it is now, we would see some of these rocky roads throughout the journeys that we're getting to learn now. Yeah. But we didn't get to see that. We didn't get to see the rock star life. We just got to see the great music. We got to see the production of Missy Elliott, Aaliyah, Genuine, him being a genius just with Jay-Z or other of our greatest rappers that we know and love today.
Exactly.
Didn't know the stuff behind it. Now, we've seen athletes, we've seen rappers, we've seen plenty of people speak on their road to addiction, in particular with painkillers. Some of they break a ligament or something, got to start taking them. Before you know it, they own them, chewing them every day, and it's a way of life. Or a simple tooth root canal. You getting caught up, and now you in a lifestyle where, okay, this is parallel to me creating. Oh, this is dope. Oh, you start finding similarities between the drug and what you actually do. And oh yeah, then it also happens to numb pain. Let me rock with these joints. And it's very convenient that they're so easily accessible in the culture and the game that I'm in.
Yeah.
It's a recipe for disaster. It's not surprising that that he fell under this. I'm sure a lot of other of our greats have. Salute to his testimony, and I'm glad he's doing better.
Yeah, he also went on to say, and this is the part, like I said, when the rappers, when they glorify it and the people, they never kind of give you the dark side of it. Now he goes on to say, but the withdrawal was brutal. It took nearly 2 weeks. He said, one of the toughest things I've been through in my life. He goes on to say, the only thing that got me through it was my kids, my girl, and the help of God keeping me in my mind still. He's still working at it. Obviously, looked great. I mean, it was time he blew up. Somebody, this article here, they put like a side-by-side picture, man. It's like a huge contrast from where you know how Timbo used to look back in the day. Yep. But yeah. And like you say, sometimes people, no matter how you get on it, whether the doctors give it to you, find it in the street, it becomes a dependency, and it's not as easy as people think just to drop it. So for him to be able to do that, he had a death wish. I mean, that's just like, anybody else. Like if you, at some point, you're going to keep taking too much of it and it's going to kill you because it's never going to be enough, to feed that habit. So a miracle. I always tell people a story. It was a guy that I know, I used to converse with. We don't converse no more, but he talks about how he was on crack for 15 years, and he actually kicked the habit. How many crackheads actually kicked the habit? So I was like, that's really, we used to like make fun of him back in the day, but I could regret it because it's like, that's the first thing you're going to say, like somebody was knowing you a crackhead, but he overcame that, man. And really that's inspirational. It should be inspiration for people like you can do it too. It ain't going to be easy. Like you said, anything that's worth having is never going to be easy.
That road is never easy.
It's never easy. When you're going for something, like you said, you ain't going to just have that body. You got to put that fucking work in. Period. So, shout out to Timbo.
And I'm glad that he's coming out and he's giving his truth. And we talked about it with a Lil Wayne and the things that he deals with and the inspiration and the lessons that he would give to other people if he kind of put on public light some of the things that he was going through. And I hate to throw his name out there like that, but any rapper that's going through what they're going through, they publicize everything else. If they wouldn't publicize some of the demons and how they were going through it, I think it would change the perspective of a lot of the young rappers that we're seeing passing away now to things that they thought was cool caught up in the culture. Now they are dependent and addicted to it from even starting it to begin with, or going through that road of kicking it to have it themselves.
And my man, Moneybagg Yo, he was on the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
And he was talking. You seen that interview yet?
I didn't.
Okay, well, anyway, he was talking about he was drinking lean, and he was sluggish and everything. And it was like Angela Yee actually did a great job because she was really pressing, like, so you still going to rap about it? And she was even asking about, despite that it teaches kids that, or influences kids, to do it. She asked some real good questions on that interview. But he was pretty much saying, I want your opinion on this. Like, it's the reality of what's going on. Like, yeah, I can rap about that, but they still going to do it. So I'm clean. I'm moving forward. I mean, what do you think about that? Like, he's pretty much saying, like, and if he told them not to do it, they still going to do it.
Yeah, maybe you in particular, there's one particular case you may not be able to stop, but you and Rich the Kid and Roddy Rich and whoever else the young culture is out here, that's the voice of the young. If they all started doing it, then hell yeah, it'll be some change. It's 100% it'd be some change.
Right.
But that's still a young man. He's still going and living his life and going through his growth, and he may not see that yet. It's a whole different set of eyes at 25 than it is at 35. These kids got to live. They still got to see it for themselves.
And ironically, like you say, it's crazy how convenient these things are so accessible.
Hell yeah.
Now when you think about it, the origination is the pharmacy, but then it goes to the street, but it's still the supply and demand. Mm-hmm. So if it's like, if it's more removing, the pharmacy still got to keep pumping them out no matter how they get into the streets. Who all we know, it could be a direct connection from the pharmacy. Somebody got that pharmacy connect at something around something along the line somewhere. So, you really got to take it upon yourself because it's always going to be there. And like they going to take them off the shelves anyway, like lean and all that other stuff. You just got to take yourself out of that, circle of death. You know what I mean? Shout
out to Timbaland for giving his truth, man. It was dope to see that. One of the greatest producers of all time. I haven't heard any of his new stuff. Heard he still do his thing. Heard he's still an animal, but hey, glad you better.
On we never did that top producers. What would you put him at? Top 5 producers all time? Timbo?
10.
Yeah, because it's producers, man. There's a lot of out there.
I'm gonna be safe and say 10. I think that you got a lot of producers in his era that stood the test of time and is still kind of doing their thing and evolved. And then you got a lot from the past that haven't. I ain't even fucking with that. You have a lot that fell off and flopped like just old rocks.
Damn.
But it is what it is.
It's hard to stay on top though, man. I mean, we ain't got to stay on top. Just be consistent at least. But I think Timbo's done that.
Yeah, nah. Yeah. If you ain't a lazy bum and you take care of your business, then salute to you.
Right, definitely.
Eras change, man.
Yeah, but shout out to Timbo, man. We'll definitely, at some point, if you ever through the New Jersey area, Philadelphia area, man, we'll definitely love to have you sit on the podcast, very, very soon. We'll be reaching out, through our liaison real soon, man. Definitely.
all that shit sound good. And that's a fact. Oh, we can't
definitely,
wait.
Man. Yeah, man. Definitely. I can't wait, man. It's about to it's about to launch, boy.
Motherfucking liaison. I got insurance people calling me now. Ain't that a bitch?
I know, right?
7 o'clock at night.
2 weeks trying to get
now you want to call.
Yeah, but nah, man, you're tuned into the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast with your brother, Oh God, and Sam, man, going in today, episode 296. Right now, I want to talk about Akon, Sam, man, because this news dropped a couple of days ago, but I wanted to get your opinion on this. Now, Akon was pretty much gifted by the president of Senegal, Crypto City on 2,000 acres, once again, of land given to him by the president of Senegal. Now, his aim is to be the first 100% crypto-based city with a coin at the center of the transactional life. Akon joined up with the president of Senegal and some other representatives of the country to announce this. Now, he said the crowd told the people that I think the blockchain and crypto could be a savior for Africa in many ways because it brings the power back to the people and brings security back into the currency system and allows the people to utilize it in ways where they can advance themselves and not allow government to do those things that are keeping them down. Those are from Akon. I got to be honest with you, Sam, man, I'm not too astute of the whole cryptocurrency thing. I do know it's something to whereas you can exchange money with people without having an intermediary. Like you would need like a PayPal or bank or MoneyGram. It takes away that. That's all I know about it. But what do you think about this though?
I'm glad that he's moving with the time. This is a very positive move on Akon's part. We've seen him do a lot of these kind of things the last couple of years where he's changing the game. It's the technology field, changing the game where even how we look at currency now, cryptocurrency and Bitcoin and things like that. We've seen these names and these terms kind of run rampant the last couple of years. People buying stock in them, talking about it. Like you said, I'm not too well equipped to speak about it myself, but I'm salute. I would love to definitely learn more about it throughout time and see the proper investments, but I'm still waiting to kind of look. Maybe that's the wrong thing. Maybe jumping in now and not getting in now is the way to go. When I go down my journey of investment, I'll eventually do that. But this one right here, I'm gonna kind of wait and see what
we're gonna learn. We're gonna learn about it because we actually, once we get transition to where we're going, I got a guy, and you watched him before. He talked. He knows what cryptocurrency is, so he can come on and break it down for us. And tell us how it works and everything. Because I'm definitely interested, in hearing, more about it. Not that I'm going to invest right now, but I definitely want to hear more about it. I mean, they taking it to Africa. Akon's doing some big things over there. I think he did something where he bought like water to a whole town over. He did so much stuff.
He did.
Shout out to Akon, man, for really. We just talked about Jay-Z and Yo Gotti. I just like this, man. Anytime somebody can give back to the communities that birthed them, I think it's only right.
Akon definitely giving back, man. You can't say nothing about it.
Right.
I don't know the last time he dropped a record, but I know every time you talk about him, it's something positive and something he's doing for his people. Salute.
Yeah, it ain't like sometimes it ain't what you like. People criticize, how people got their money. It's what you do once you get it. You start using it for the right ways, man. We can't help but to salute that.
He ain't out here jumping around, cooning and buffooning for the Instagram. He ain't out here doing anything wild or anything you can sit back and his family can look and put their head down on. I salute that all day long.
Him, what's my man's name? Chamillionaire is a guy we love to get on. Chamillionaire, on the podcast and really just, that's really like our audience. We really want to get that message out to the people. Like, yeah, it could be the beef stuff. Yeah, it could be, stuff going on in hip hop, the gossipy stuff. We cover that, but we also want to bring people in here, who's going to be able to reach these young men and show them a different way. Oftentimes, man, I want to kind of talk about this a little bit on the way out, man. Kids don't think they got a way out in some of these inner cities and stuff, and they think that the only thing that's readily accessible is drug dealing, and they don't know that, all right, I could take these skills and apply it to this, start this type of business, do this. They think that they're stuck in that perpetual, lifestyle of just dealing drugs and doing illegal activity. So sometimes when you can show them that it's a different way, I know from experience, like when they see somebody actually doing something different and being successful, it gives them hope that they can do it too.
I love it. I love the fact that we even can kind of open the door to where you don't have to be an athlete or entertainer either.
Yeah.
You can sit back and still be ingrained in the culture, still be just as much as part of the culture as your entertainers or your rappers, but have solid and solidified businesses and corporations behind this and be employ other people behind you and setting the mark for the person behind you. It's a beautiful thing in this day and age to where you can set a mark and be an inspiration to people not to dribble a ball or not to grab a mic and get screwed over on a contract. That is, you could be your own boss, solidified early. And they look like us doing it, man.
Yeah.
It's an inspiration.
Entrepreneurship, man, is what we all about here. I'm sure you're going to teach your son. I'm going to teach mine. Like, get your own business.
Period.
Start young.
Period.
Forget working for somebody. You know what I mean? It's just, I'm just so mad that I've done it for so long, man. Working for other people, bro.
My son's not allowed to get a job. I tell him that all the time. You're not allowed
to
go clock in and get a job before you go start a business or LLC or S Corp. You got all the tools. You ask questions. You make it happen. We stumble
early. Like, all those years you could be working at McDonald's or Taco Bell or some dumbass job that we had over I think you worked at the Fudgery at one point. Like, you could be stumbling in business early, learning to your 18 to your 20s, dealing with different chicks and things and just living life, but learning, you know what I mean? And then you'll get to the point where, all right, you mastered this and you could be, successful instead of just working at these dead end ass jobs.
What's the worst job you've ever had?
Worst job that I ever had, I would have to say, was when I worked at MW Patriot. It was a window manufacturer.
I remember that shit.
Yeah, company. And it just felt like I was going to prison every day, man. Like, for real. Like, it felt like I was in a prison. It just felt like that because it was like the repetition of the people every day. And it just felt like that. But pretty much it was a window factory we had to wear like all this whole suit because we had to drop the vinyl on the window and glycerin, hot fucking 2000 whatever degree it was, oil, and like put measurements on the big table because it was, you know, like circle top windows.
Yeah.
And we would like put them in there and run them around real quick, and the shits would come out fucked up. You had to be real good with it. I hated that job. I paid like $11.73 an hour.
You still a teenager when you were there?
No, I was in my like 20s,
Okay.
probably, you know, like 22, 23.
Okay.
And you know, to me, when I was like, yo, I can't work for nobody. I just kept, you know what I mean? Obviously you got to do what you got to do growing up, but it just never felt right. It was like, nah, I should be like running this shit.
Word.
Real shit. But what was your worst job?
I would have to say my worst job was out when I was homeless in Cali. And I was doing like I was doing like freelance shit. No, you would look on like Craigslist to see something that people need like house or maintenance stuff done. And I was out there and I was cleaning these $1 million homes for people, and I was getting $40 or $50 a night just to go ahead and take care of the rent or I guess the nightly stay.
Right.
2 grams of weed for $10 and a Little Caesars pizza. You know what I mean? But it definitely humbled me because I was out there for a whole different vibe, and me to have to humble myself and look through miscellaneous articles to get cash that by day kind of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's different.
It was real, dog. It was worse than any job I had to clock in. I was appreciative to come back home and have to clock into a job, but it was me clocking in and going through that routine. It was like, yo, I can't work for somebody. I can't have somebody telling me what to do with my time.
Right.
There's much more to my life than this.
I mean, knocking people.
No,
cut you off,
not at all.
They got to do it.
Not at all.
Because I hate to ever come off that way. Because sometimes when you talk about entrepreneurship, people kind of think that it's an arrogance there. Like, oh, I ain't got. Nah, we ain't never saying that.
No,
you know what I mean,
but you got to be proud of it. It's like my man said when we talked about the sorority or the fraternity. Excuse me. You work hard for them letters. You work hard for that. And when you have it, you wear it with pride. It's the same thing with entrepreneurship. You work hard to get your business successful. People don't see the missteps. People don't see the failures. Right. We don't overly publicize the things that go on day by day that we got to sit back and go, no, we got to pick our head up for this and keep it moving. Because nobody cares about the shit that's going on. Nobody cares about your drama. The world ain't going to stop for that. So when you get to a level of success, you feel a sense of pride, and you hear a sense of pride from entrepreneurs, but by no means is somebody bragging because they sat in the same position you did, grinded the same way, clocked in the same way. If you got a job that you love and you're doing exactly what you love to do and you can provide for your family and give ample amount of time to both, I salute you 100%. But if you find yourself in a position where you're clocking in and out every day, giving 12 hours a day to that job, giving time less to your kids, less to your spouse, less than yourself, complaining about it, what the fuck are you waiting for?